Hi guys, this is Rahul and I will be taking up the Forex weekly analysis only for this week since Neha is out. She's back home for Diwali, that's why. I hope you all had a great Diwali. Let's begin with this week's analysis for the Forex market. So we'll start with the dollar index, and as you can see on the chart, although last week was a bullish candle, I would be strongly bearish in this week. The reason being that we had an inside bar. Okay, we haven't really discussed the concept of inside bar, but when it forms the way it is formed here after a breakout, it indicates a continuation. So I'm expecting a bearish movement on dollar index. You know that we have a long way to cover, but anyways, the next support level is at 95.83. So this week I'm expecting dollar to be bearish. That's a weekly chart. If you see daily, again we had a fall, a minor pullback, and the first support would be 97.161. When this is broken, then we will be looking at the target of 95.8. okay, moving on to Euro USD. The moving average that you see on the chart is the 200-day exponential moving average. And here again we have the inside candle, but ideally this is a bullish move because I look at this as a breakout of the previous resistance, a pullback, and now the market is ready to move up. So I'm expecting Euro to be bullish this week, and the target that I would see would be 1.1200. Now coming to gold, see, this is the daily chart. Yes, there was a rejection last week on Friday, but when you go into the lower time frames, you can see there has been a clear breakout of the resistance. Price has done a pullback, but it's not a downward move. So I'm not expecting a strong retracement again this week. I'm bullish on gold, and I would be trading with a stop loss of 1500. So current price is actually a good price to be onto the trade for swing traders. For intraday guys, I would advise you to buy at every dip. Now New Zealand USD is actually bearish. We had a rejection on the top, so I'm bearish on New Zealand USD, but with the dollar being bearish and gold being bullish, this may be sideways also. So you have to be a little careful with New Zealand dollar and Australian dollar. They could be sideways also, but more on the bearish side, right? So definitely not a strong bullish move, but it could be a sideways move. Especially AUD could be quite sideways. You can see not much of a bearish. New Zealand can still spike on the downside. So the way you trade this would be, if you get a good entry, you could take a short and hold it for a short period of time. Not a very long trade. USD CAD looks strongly bearish. You can see a Marubozu closing last week. So I'm expecting the price to touch the nearby support at 1.2907. Now this is also because on one side we have CAD, which looks strong, and on the other side we have dollar, which looks quite weak. Right, and I'm saying CAD strong because you can see oil is strong. Oil has closed with a very little pullback, right? So at least till about 59.15 we're bullish on oil. So that gives the strength to CAD, and USD CAD is a good short for this week. USD JPY, again dollar being bearish, at the same time JPY is also bullish. So USD JPY is a good short. You can see similar views in Euro JPY, but I'm not that confident with the downward move on Euro JPY, right? Because Euro is actually looking bullish, but USD JPY would be a better short. Now where to short, you can see the price has still not touched the 200-day moving average, but if you check the daily chart, we are actually consolidating at the 200-day moving average on the daily chart. So there could either be a drop right from here, or another thing that could happen is that there's a spike till this level of 109.47 and then a drop from there. So both cases we are looking for a sell in USD JPY and Japanese yen being bullish, but there is a possibility of a spike, so you should be trying to take a trade in this after a pullback, right? Not in the current price. Okay, let's move on to Euro CAD. Euro CAD, you can see, has also closed like a Marbozo. So CAD is very strong, right? Because we see this kind of a candle closing both in Euro CAD and USD CAD. But even then, between the two, I would pick USD CAD because dollar is also weak. Apart from this, we have AUD CAD, which is at the support, closing at the low, and we have NZD CAD. So between these two, again, NZD CAD would be a better sell, right? But of all the CAD pairs, USD CAD, of all the JPY pairs, USD JPY, these two look good to short. And then we have the bullish moves on gold, Euro USD, GBP USD. Right, so that's a summary for this week. Apart from this, there is these two trades which I'm keeping a watch on, which is GBP NZD and Euro NZD. Now, since we had a rejection candle on New Zealand dollar on the weekly chart, we're expecting New Zealand dollar to be weak, and we're also expecting GBP NZD to be bullish and Euro NZD to be bullish. The reason being, both Euro is bullish and NZD is weak. Again, GBP is bullish, NZD is weak. So you also have the reverse rejection candle. You have rejection back to back, right? Whenever I've seen rejections happening back to back, the latest one is where the market actually moves, right? So here also, if you see, there was rejection on the top, rejection at the bottom. This took 3 weeks. Here again, a lot of rejection, so there should be a upward move, if not a big move, at least targeting the nearby resistance 7598, 7600. So we are about 150 pips from the target. Alright, so that's it. Quick review of this week's direction. This is just the directions. Most trades are after pullback except for gold, which looks quite strong currently, because last week it just broke out of a consolidation which was happening for for a couple of weeks, which is obvious on the daily chart. So I would be buying gold, just that I would maintain a stop loss of 1500, not a very big stop loss considering the current price at 1506. Alright, that's it. Any other queries, you can feel free to post on the YouTube channel itself, and we will try to reply as soon as possible. Thank you guys. Have a good week.